Can we talk for a second? Now, I know you're hearing a lot of people on the internet telling you to wait to file your taxes because of this new tax deal that was announced by Congress yesterday, and all these things are going to change. I've been tagged in those videos so many times, and I think it's important that I should address this. First, I would be very careful who you get advice from, especially on the internet. Second, you have to understand how Congress works, and the fact is, just because there's a deal does not mean that deal is going to become a reality. Now, I never give advice. I will never tell you what to do on this channel. That is not my job as a journalist. It is my job to give you the facts so you can then take those facts and make the best decisions for yourself and your family. So this video is going to give you those facts of what's actually happening with this deal in Washington, D.C. as of today, so you can decide when you think it's going to be best to file your taxes. It's important to know the IRS does not even open tax filing season until January 29th. So even if you do file your taxes today, your return is just going to sit there and do nothing. For years, the IRS has said you should absolutely not file your taxes just to get them done. You should file your taxes when you have all the necessary documents and information to file an accurate return. That is the best chance you have of not getting your return flagged for inaccuracies or getting your return flagged for an audit. So we'll leave that fact just right there. Now, let's talk about this tax deal. It includes lots of tax changes, mostly for businesses, but for victims of natural disasters. And it also includes this change to the child tax credit. Now, let's be clear, this is not the kind of change most of you think it is. The deal, if passed, would not include a significant increase in the child tax credit benefit, nor does it allow for those monthly child tax credit payments. It would eventually help mostly lower income families qualify for the credit, and next year it would allow for inflation adjustments to the tune of about $100 to the credit. Now, if you want all the details on how it works specifically, I did a whole video about it last night. Please go watch it. Now, as I have made abundantly clear in all of my videos, this is just a deal. And if you've been following me for any amount of time, you know deals in Washington, D.C. are a dime a dozen. They come and go, they get changed. Sometimes they pass, but a lot of times they die. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen here. I'm just saying, I just did a video a few weeks ago telling you this is the least productive Congress in modern history, and it's not even close. This Congress has a really hard time getting anything done. And this deal is no exception. For goodness sake, they can't even get the government funded, which is really the only job Congress has. There has been a lot of pushback already on this tax deal from both sides. The Democrats think the child tax credit proposal doesn't go far enough, and the Republicans think there are items in this deal that shouldn't be in there. So lawmakers are talking about it, but they've got bigger fish to fry with a government shutdown scheduled in just 2 days. They want to deal with that first. So what's going to happen with this tax deal? Will Congress pass the bill before tax filing season begins? There's absolutely no way of telling, and anyone who tells you otherwise doesn't really understand how it works. But what I can tell you is there is a long road between the deal introduced yesterday and a passed piece of legislation signed by the President of the United States. In an election year, I might add. The deal could absolutely change the contents of it. Congress could pass something eventually, or they could pass it next week, or this whole thing could die. I will absolutely keep you posted as soon as I know anything, because I absolutely understand how stressful it is during this tax filing season.